Hey everyone, I am here today on behalf of Wig Studio 1 to share with you another wig. So they had asked me to be a guest reviewer for them, and this is the third wig I've had the opportunity to guest review. So thank you, Wig Studio 1. I'm having a blast doing these reviews for you guys and getting a chance to try some different wigs. So I am here to show you Scarlett by Jon Renau in the color 8RH14, which is also known as Hot Cocoa. So here's the tag. It doesn't say Hot Cocoa on the tag, but I have another Jon Renau wig in this color, and that is Heidi. And when I bought Heidi, a lot of the information out there said that that was also called Hot Cocoa. So that's what I'm going with. I'm really actually quite excited to share this wig with you because I purchased Scarlett sometime last year. I can't remember if it was November, and I bought her from a wig sister, and she was a hot mess. And I've never been able to get her to be wearable for me ever. I've tried a lot of different things, and she's a project wig for me now. And I have actually, because of that experience, and I was told that she was, gently used, hadn't been modified, I just assumed that Scarlett was not a very good wig. And so when people have asked questions about Scarlett, my only experience has been that wig, and I basically shared that I thought I would never own a Scarlett. So I kind of think that this is I don't know if it's fate or destiny or whatever you want to call it, that this was one of the wigs that they sent me, because my opinion of Scarlett is completely reversed. So let's just talk a little bit about this wig. So first of all, Hot Cocoa is a very, very kind of neutral, medium brown with no really subtle highlights, but nothing super visible. So an 8 in a brunette is sometimes referred to as a medium ash brown. And so I would say that this wig is not really a warm color. It's not really ashy, but I think it leans more toward ash. And then the 14 is actually a blonde. And so the blonde highlights are very hard to describe. They're very subtle, and they're mainly blended. I don't know. I'm noticing my camera's changing color. So I don't know if you can really see it. I will go outside for you guys and show you this in outside light. But for my brown-haired girls out there, if you're looking for just a kind of a basic brown that's real neutral, not really warm, doesn't have red undertones, I think that 8RH14 could be a really good one for you. It definitely doesn't draw attention to itself. It doesn't have significant highlighting. It's just very, very pretty. And so that's my take on the color. Scarlett has the curls that you all know that I love. She's very, very pretty. Let me just show you these curls. They're just so pretty. I wish I could get that color just to hold still for me. So Scarlett has a lace front, but she doesn't have any monofilament. So I think the price point is a little bit more reasonable because she doesn't have a ton of cap features. So I'll show that to you. I did film an out of the box on this one, and it will be at the end. So stick around until the end so you can see my out of the box. You can see I've had to do a few things to Scarlett to get her to look like this. So please, please watch the end so you can see what you might be able to expect if you were to buy Scarlett. Now, of course, every wig comes to us a little bit different. And so you might get a Scarlett that out of the box looks just like this. This one needed help with the curl, needed help getting rid of some box hair, and needed some help in the front to lift the front a little bit. She laid very, very flat in my face. So what I did with all my curly wigs, I have a 3-step process that I might have to follow to really get the potential of the curls. Step 1 is to spray a wig down just with water and scrunch the curls hang upside down, let it dry. Step 2 is soaking the wig in a sink full of water or a bucket of water, and then scrunch the curls, hang upside down to dry. Step 3 is to fully wash a wig. It is rare that I have to go to step 3 with a brand new wig, but Scarlett required step 2. So I did soak her in a sink full of just plain cool water, and then I shook her out. All the steps include shaking out. You got to get these fibers loosened up off of the cap, off of themselves. So shaking out a wig is a very good thing. And then I hung her upside down to dry. After that, she still wasn't quite where I wanted her to be. And I did actually do a quick little video of how she looked after that. So you're going to see her out of the box. You're going to see her after I did step 2. And then now you're seeing the final product. What I ended up doing is I ended up steaming the bangs a little bit in the front. I just took my Jon Renau steamer. You can use any steamer. I happen to have the Jon Renau, and I do like it's a very concentrated nozzle. I am going to be putting a video out there about that. As a matter of fact, I did film not the steaming part of it, but what I was going to do with this. So I'll put that on the end as well. So you can see the steamer I used, all the products that I used. So I really just steamed this part. That's all I steamed, and that was enough. I mean, if I shake her hard enough, she's gonna come, but this was like this before. So that was plenty. After I steamed her, I sprayed her with water again, and I scrunched her up. And actually, I used a product on her. I wanna show you what I used. It is not a synthetic hair product, so please, I hope I don't get in trouble for this since this video is for Wig Studio 1. I would just share this in my own videos, so if they tell me not to do this again, then I'll keep that in mind. But I just use this Paul Mitchell flexible round trip. It is it's for human hair, but I have used this on a number of curly wigs, and it really can help. If you just, when it's damp, I've done it, and then I just, a tiny bit, a pea size amount. And then I just kind of scrunch it into the curls a little bit, and it does really help define the curls, even on a synthetic wig. I don't overuse it, I don't use a ton, and I've never had it damage the fibers, and I have used it on a lot of wigs. Just be careful and judicious and don't use too much. I just feel any products can weigh wigs down and shorten their life. So I've tried to not use a lot of product on wigs. I really don't. I don't spray them every time I wear them with conditioner. The other thing that I did is I did a little bit of this Brandywine mousse. This is for wigs. And I kind of tamed because she doesn't have any monofilament, she has permatease. And you can see the permatease a little bit, if you can see that. It was a little frizzy, so I just took a little bit of the Brandywine, just a tiny bit, rubbed it between my fingers, and just kind of went like this. It tamed the frizz. And I saw someone else do that in a video, and it was like magic, and it really works well. So those are all the things that I did to Scarlett to get her to look like this. It doesn't require being a hairstylist. None of this was over the top. And so if you get a wig that isn't quite what you were expecting, I think all of this kind of stuff can be really helpful. So let's look at the lace front. So this is her lace front. It is good. You know, it's not, sometimes I get a lace front and I say, oh my gosh, that looks amazing. I think this is a passable, decent lace front. So I would wear her, well, clearly she steamed up off my forehead a little bit so you can see it. I would also wear her clipped up. You could definitely do that with this one because of the lace front. It'll be fine. You can see those knots a little bit. They're not super thick. They're not super dense. So I think it's fine. She does have permatease, like I said, so there is a bit of permatease here. And, you know, I have shared in some videos, and Taz actually has a fabulous video about permatease, which I have shared before. And I'll try to see if it can be linked somehow in this video, whether on the Wig Studio 1 YouTube channel or my own when I share it. But you take a wide tooth comb and you just kind of get in on the permatease a little bit just to loosen it up, and that makes a world of difference. But I gotta tell you girls, in wigs that are curly, the permatease isn't, as far as the visible permatease, isn't as much of a problem. The curls and all the stuff that happens with curls really does disguise that permatease. It just doesn't draw attention to itself because of the curls. I think I have a piece of fiber in my eye. So I wouldn't shy away from this one. The lace front really makes up for that a ton. So if you like this kind of a style, this kind of wave, this length, I like Scarlett a lot. I'm keeping Scarlett. You know, I have the option to sell any of the wigs I get sent for reviews because I'm not choosing them. They're just sending them to me. So it's possible I'll get a wig that isn't for me. That doesn't mean it's a bad wig, but I'm keeping Scarlett. I like her. I'm so glad that now I know Scarlett's a good wig because I really thought it was not a good wig based on my one purchase. So there's that lace front. It's fairly deep. So it does sort of mimic that you have a part. So that is tremendous. And then there's the inside of the cap, so you can see all that permatease. The permatease is there, but it's not heavy permatease. It's not thick and pillowy. I have Mia by Tressalure, so much permatease. I have Ocean by Estetica. I have a video on that. So much permatease. I love that one, but it's a ton of permatease. This one has appropriate permatease for the style. And then you can see just those curls. She has the velvet ear tabs that adjust. She has an extended nape and the Velcro adjusters. Love those Velcro adjusters. As far as coverage goes, that's all my bio hair. So Jon Renau caps, I struggle to figure out how they really fit me. I don't have a lot of Jon Renau wigs, but this, okay, so there's the wig, and here's where all my bio hair shows. So the end of the ear tab is like right there. So it's not terrible coverage. I have an issue with my bio hair showing in a lot of wigs, so I just have to have strategies to combat that. Whether that be making sure that the color of the wig is close enough to the color of my hair so that I can, you know, blend it, or making sure that the style doesn't require being back, or, you know, a root powder of some sort. But for those of you who know, I have a very petite head, except for my circumference, which is average, 22 inches. The rest of it is very petite. And I have a little bit of extra cap here like I always do, but not a ton. She really fits me fairly well. I didn't have to adjust her a ton. So, you know, I think she's cute. I think she fits well. I'm really enjoying her. I think that if you didn't want these curls to be so defined, you could comb her out. I have not. I've scrunched her, I've sprayed her, I've finger combed her and finger styled her. And that's what I've done because I really like these curls. As far as updo potential, because of the permatease here, and you know, don't get me wrong, she absolutely has permatease. I can actually feel it. So there is definitely permatease. It's not wild, it's not super pillowy. It makes this style work because it lifts it off the head. But if you don't like permatease at all, Scarlett's not your girl. She's just not. If you can handle some permatease and you see the value in a curly wig, then don't be afraid of this one. But because of that permatease, updos just become a little bit more difficult to navigate around permatease. So the more permatease I'm finding, and somebody may correct me, and that's good if they have a different experience, but I'm finding navigating around permatease can be a challenge because it just increases the poof. So if you really want a poofy kind of style, then I think that will be fine. But just keep that in mind. The more permatease that you have, the harder some of that stuff will be. But because of her lace front, she is definitely able to be clipped off the face. So if you're someone who doesn't like the hair to hang down, you can take a clip and just kind of clip her up. And that would be super, super cute, but also super easy. You know, you just take one of these claw clips and it doesn't require any special skill to just kind of clip her up and she's good to go. Make sure she's in the right place. All right, guys, so that's Scarlett. You'll be able to see that out of the box and all the other stuff, and I'll get outside and I'll get you guys an outside view. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. Hey guys, okay, here is Scarlett outside. hot cocoa in outside light. I'll walk around for you guys like I always do so that you can get a good view, and some filtered light and some sunlight. These are going to be a lot harder for me to do when winter hits. I'm in Minnesota. I'm not sure I'll be able to walk out in the yard this way when the snow is 10 inches deep or whatever, 3 feet. So hot cocoa, like I said, is so pretty. Look at how pretty it is out here. Really, really subtly highlighted and really neutral. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hey, all right, so this is the out of the box on Scarlett by Jon Renau. And so I thought it was really good for you guys to see how she looked out of the box, but I didn't want to start this video with this, just to try something a little different so you could see her looking good and then see what I had to work with at the beginning. So we'll see how this one goes. But here you go. This is literally out of the box. This is how Scarlett came to me. So you can see she's got quite a bit of box hair. She really does need some help with the bangs. Look at how she's kind of crimped right there. The curls are very loose or lifeless and droopy. So I'm gonna probably soak this one just because I think she needs more help than just spraying will give her. And I probably already told you about this. So I'm filming this first, obviously, because I can't film an out of the box after I film a styled video. So I'm not sure what I'll say in the styled video, but just so that you have seen her this way, and then you'll know what I had to work with in the beginning. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys. I hope it worked to do it in this order, but I'll keep experimenting. Hey everyone. All right, so I'm back with Scarlett. This is after soaking her, scrunching her, hanging her upside down to dry, and then letting her sit on a wig head for 3 or 4 days. So this is where we're at with her, and she looks better for sure. She's getting some life in her. The box hair is really, not the issue anymore. So now I just really want to figure out what to do with these bangs here because they do lay in my face. So I'm going to take just a little bit of steam to her, not a lot. I'm going to steam these bangs up a little bit. Look at how much cuter that looks just with her steamed up a little bit. I really am liking her a lot. I love, love, love these curls. I just love these curls. They're so pretty. So take a look. You can see there's no help in these bangs unless I do an intervention because they're not going to stay. So, but I really think just a little bit of steam. I mean, there's always the option to clip her up, but let's just see if I can get this to lay right. And then I will come back and I will, well, this is towards the end here. You'll have watched the other part already, but I wanted you to be able to see this part. So I'm going to go do the steam and then I'll give my review. All right, everyone, just really quickly want to show you what I've done to Scarlett, and because I want a full disclosure. When I do a video, I want you to know everything about the wig, if it's out of the box, if I've messed with her, because I don't want you ever to be disappointed by buying a wig because you loved how it looked on me and that wasn't realistic. So I am going to steam Scarlett's bangs up a little bit. So here she is on the wig head, and I have my Jon Renau steamer and it's ready to go. And so what I've done is I've clipped the bangs up a little bit right here. Hopefully you can kind of see that. So I've got a little clip, and so I started back a little ways. I'm trying to see how I can get this. I started back a little ways. There's more bang up front and I'll get to these. So what I'm gonna do without dripping on, so this will bubble over a little bit as I'm steaming. It's just the way it happens. So it's gonna get on me a little bit if I'm not careful. So I am just going to take this comb and I'm gonna kind of hold the bangs, and I'm just gonna apply some steam just to make sure they're up in the air, and I'm just applying some steam. I'm not holding it on there too long, and that's what I'm doing. and I'm not combing through it or anything like that, and the fibers are getting warm. I'm not getting it on the lace, so this has got a bit of a deep lace front, and so I want to be careful not to get it on the lace. All right, so now I want to take the front of the bang, and I want to do the same, but I haven't clipped this up because I don't want it to be quite as much. I want it to be a little bit more subtle. See, I'm just applying it. I'll pull it away for a second. I'll apply it a little more. I'm just really trying to give those bangs a little bit of lift there. Now, if this doesn't work, if it doesn't give it as much lift as I want, then I may need to clip it up to hold it there for a little while till it cools. And I'm going to do just a slight bit on the other side because I don't want one side to be up and the other side to be flat. As it gets wet, it does want to kind of stay up a little bit better, and then I don't have to hold this there. All right. Some of this is a bit trial and error. I haven't steamed too many wigs. This is maybe my second time, but second or third. So a little bit of it is trial and error in how much do you need to do. So you may need to steam it a little, give it some time to cool because it will set as it cools, and then put it on and see if it has as much lift as you want it to have. And keep doing that. And then at some point you'll need to see how it is when it's dry, and then you may have to come back and do it a little bit more. So this may not be a one and done. It may take a little while, but this is the technique. It's really just figuring out where do you want the lift and starting somewhere, and you may have to keep coming back to it until it has what you want. But, ouch. See, it just dripped on my ankle. So it does bubble. There is a little bit of water coming out of this, and I think that's normal. And so that's it. You could use a regular clothing steamer. I don't think you need to purchase the Jon Renau steamer. What I like about the Jon Renau steamer, though, is it gives a very directed steam versus this whole flat front being steam coming out like my clothing steamer is. This allows me to be much, much more precise in where I steam. And so that can come in really handy. But if you have a clothing steamer, I would try that first before I'd spend the money, because these are not cheap. But that's just my 2 cents. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching this video. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a bit of a longer one because clearly I haven't been able to film the finished product yet. So these I'm tacking on the end. So thanks for sticking with me, you guys. Have a good one.